Hölgyeim és uraim, kedves versenyzők, nagyon sok szeretettel köszöntünk ismételten mindenkit itt az első Puzzle Európa bajnokságon Budapesten.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to Budapest to the first European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship.
A délelőtt, illetve a kora délután már mögöttünk van, és három nagyon izgalmas egyénikéssel elkezdődött.
Welcome back to the European Jigsaw Puzzle Championships, and we are ready now for the first group of the pairs preliminary round. This is going to be definitely a fast competition, as pairs competitions usually are. And this time I'm joined by Emilia Lieberman from Finland.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello, or also known as a puzzle with Emilia. I'm so excited to actually experience the first pairs round in the commentator booth. This is going to be super exciting.
Oh yes, it's always like a storm to commentate on like anything that is pairs, because like you have way less time to like really react to anything. Also sometimes it's harder to see, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you have been commentating quite a couple of competitions though.
Yes, a few, yes.
Yes. What has been your favorite experience so far?
Ooh, commentating wise.
Yes.
Oh, I actually loved one we did with Catherine and in the Belgian Nationals, because we were actually going around the arena.
Wow, okay.
The only sad thing is that the audio and the video broke, so nobody was actually hearing our funny things. But
But then you at least had a good time then.
yes, it was completely different experience to when you were actually going around the thing. Obviously, we could not we had to have a distance, so it doesn't bother the players on the field. But
Yes. Yeah, that is definitely a challenge. Yeah, it's going to be super excited. I'm actually like way more a pair and team puzzler than an individual, so I'm always slightly more excited about what's going to happen in the pairs contest. I don't know about you, like which category do you more prefer?
I think solo, but I think it's fun to commentate pairs and teams because there's such more factors when you have two people. So a lot of like, if you have a puzzle in solo round, a lot of people are probably gonna do it pretty much the same order and everything. But with pairs, you see a little bit more variation. Even like with the best pairs, they can do it completely different way of who is doing what and how they're like operating over there.
Yes, that is a very good point and something to watch out for. We do have a lot of big names, obviously, as in the solo round, but they are now combined in all different kind of combinations. So we're going to be watching a lot of top puzzlers teaming up or pairing up, better said. Yeah, including Kati Raina and Chiara Dell'Antonio, and also some top Hungarian pairs. But yes, from all around Europe, we're having some top competitors in this round as well as the other one. So it's going to be a big competition. And yes, we're excited to see which puzzle it is going to be that is coming up, which image they have chosen to give to the pairs preliminary in this round and probably in the next one as well. So
yeah,
if I think about it, I would connect the two, that they are kind of similar.
Yes. Yes, I have the same idea in my head, and then one for tomorrow. But
yeah, maybe.
Let's not jump the gun yet.
Yes. It might be a surprise still. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. You never know. You should never go like I feel like when you feel the most confident about your prediction, then that's definitely not the one.
Yes, exactly. It feels like that. But yes, we're going to have to see tomorrow. Until then, we still have 2 rounds of prayers. We see how many people are going to get inside. This is going to be a tight competition as well.
Yeah.
It's way more selective than the individual was, so it's harder to get into the finals in this round.
Yeah, and also because it's 500-piece puzzle for pairs, I think there's going to be a lot of finishers very quickly.
Very quickly next to each other. That is also a good point.
Yeah.
Our cameramen are definitely going to have a field day running around.
Yep.
Having to catch everyone. We're going to try and do our best to show as many pairs as possible, but most probably there's going to be some that are missed. But on the website of the association, you can follow along for all the results. And yes, it is going to be documented. And as you might have already spotted in some of the footage, there are photographers running around as well. So there's pictures, and hopefully everyone is going to get somehow recorded in a picture or a video form.
Yeah, it's interesting to see from this view that we're watching all the pairs in the front row. Like everybody has like some people already like focused in their own mind. Some are like still chatting or like maybe going through like what they're gonna do. Some people seem like they're more just small talking, like having the good vibes.
Oh, yes.
Whatever works for you, but it's already interesting, and we haven't even started.
Yes, of course. The competitors are being briefed right now, so we're still buying a little bit of time, but there's only like about a minute and a half left before the countdown, and then we're going to find out which puzzle we get this time.
How do you like these bags?
I'm actually very happy with them because of the fabric instead of like that almost
Yeah.
see-through material that we know from the Ravensburger bags. You actually don't see what the puzzle
That
is
is very
inside.
true. That's very true.
And it also closes properly, so you can't see the top.
Yeah.
So I'm actually pretty happy with them, and I'm very happy that it's fabric and not plastic.
Yeah, that is true. Also, I think it's like it's not like it has enough space in a way that it's a little bit tougher to open, but I didn't even need to open it fully, and it just came out.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes with the other blue bags, if the puzzles, for example, they're in the wrong way,
Sometimes they somehow get stuck a little.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, exactly. But now the countdown is coming closer and closer. There are some people already moving a little bit, getting ready to stand up to open their bags.
Yep, that's how you
More
know
and
when
more
the
people.
action is about to start.
Action is coming. The timer is already on the screen, and the countdown is going to begin very, very soon. And the countdown begins.
We need the drums, like. All
And we're
right.
off, and we can see
Oh,
it is the New York one.
I'm kind of sad just for the reason because I'm gonna be in the second round.
Oh yes. Yeah, but everybody else is going to be in the second round as well.
I know, but I kind of wanted to puzzle this one.
Yeah, I can get it. I get it because I like this puzzle as well quite a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it's a similar, like a setup what we're seeing on that image with everything, but like a little bit different.
Yes, there I agree. And you can already see some people speaking strategy as we were watching from above. You can just see like quick words being
Yeah.
exchanged, kind of figuring out who's going to do what once the flipping is over. This is actually a pretty good thing that about puzzling in general, when you're puzzling in pairs. Like you have this 2 minutes or around about 2 minutes to figure out what you're going to do. While you're flipping, you can kind of create a strategy.
Yes.
And it's in a way, it's a relaxed 2 minutes because that's where you can actually think. And yes, we see the box already, but we can also start unpacking slowly
Yeah.
just to take a closer look. And here it is.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So this one is the Brooklyn Bridge, I think seen from Brooklyn, with a big blue sign called Garage, which is quite nice. I think that's one of the first things that
wanna
would
see the full
probably
image
jump out. And
From
yes,
the poster.
and the poster
Yeah.
that you're going to have to see.
All right, this is interesting.
There is a
Yeah.
lot of things going on in this picture, and I think it's trickier than what it looks like.
Yeah, I think this is kind of easy to split that. I would assume a lot of people, like the other one is going to start with the sky, the other one, like, I don't know, maybe even with the yellow cars. But the problem is that there is such a delicious details here. For example, the flag and some of the signs. And I think if I would do this solo, I would just do those kind of like simultaneously, just grab them when I see them. So this might be something that also happens with your pair. So you just need to remember, oh, by the way, I saw that. So I put it together because
Oh, yes.
the other person may have also one of those pieces being like, oh, I'm just keeping an eye on that.
Yeah. As I'm looking at the picture, though, what stands out to me is that there's actually a lot of yellow that is like all
Yeah.
over the place. So that might be like pretty challenging to actually get right. Like the taxis are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But apart from the taxi cars, like this building with the yellow lines, that might be like a more challenging part. I would kind of like separate it as in like doing the blue part here and this blue thing. So that's one
Yeah.
side, and then working on the other side. But that's not really ideal because
Yeah.
this is one very big block.
I'm almost looking like with the smaller details. Like if you just collect everything green, you can almost
Yeah.
do these three little things at the same time. There is another flag actually that I just saw.
Uh-huh.
And like super small details with like street lamps, and there's a clock going on over there, and maybe actually even the flowers, because in this image there isn't. I know people hate when there is like these corner trees lurking in, but it's not that much. So I would almost also do those, so, and then build around these that
Yes.
you just mentioned.
Yeah, that could also work out a little bit. Also, like maybe the pavement, but that is not really one block of color. But it
Yeah.
might be like, yeah, one line of edge
Yeah.
and then a little
Yeah.
bit upwards.
Yeah, you
So
can
it also
almost look at
depends
the
on how
shapes.
much like the pieces like actually give it out. Like we can also like
Yeah.
look at that.
Sneak peek.
Just a sneak peek. Let me just take a look. There you go.
Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this image and I'm looking at the buildings, there is different texture on the walls. Look at, for example, this is such a small sideways. This is even hard to explain what this texture is.
Yeah, like there's this one.
This
which is up
texture
there.
goes this way. This one goes to the other direction.
Like
Yeah,
there.
and a lot of these and these are more like lines. Okay, there's a lot of them, but you definitely know whether it goes this side or that side. That's at least one
Probably
thing.
yes. There's a difference in like tone, but then this is like chaos. This would be my nightmare. Like,
Yeah, you almost need to look for the smaller lines in this image.
yeah, that could also work to like go for these ones, and that is something. Also to just build
Yeah.
like the small stuff and then fill in the gaps.
Yeah, but I feel almost like you can probably hear this from our commentary, but this is going to be hard to explain to your pair what you're doing. Like we're just talking, like there is this texture difference. The other goes like a little bit diagonal, and the other one is like this way, and the other one is that way, and then there is this line, but there's also the other line. So how would you explain what's the difference between?
Yes.
You literally can't.
There was a question about who the artist is of the puzzle, and I see on the box Dominic Davidson is the artist, apparently.
All right. Yeah,
Yes.
Interesting. I haven't really paid attention to any artist today. I should probably look it up also from the other puzzles.
Yeah, I barely looked at it, so it kind of also blends in together at one point.
Yeah.
But yes, well, to communicate with your pair, like the big blue thing, that's one thing. The garage, I think, stands out pretty well. This sign probably as well, even though like just looking at the pieces like this, like I can't really see that.
This is also
After.
interesting because now that I'm looking at it, this is actually, I said in the very beginning, this is easy to split because the other one can just start with the sky, the other one can start with like the more detailed pavement, everything. But you could also, if you do this sideways, pretty easy to split this way as well. You just need to agree who does the sky. But other than that, as I said, you can really recognize which building is it.
Yes.
So you could easily split it there also this way without kind of like sabotaging and doing the.
and we
same
see
things
a great
at the same
mascot
time.
on the side over there.
Oh, that's Stein's.
That's
I know.
Stein's lion.
Yes, I know for sure.
Okay, then you already know a familiar mascot there.
Yes.
Does he have a name? Do we know about that?
Yes, it does. But now, to be honest, I can't remember. I never memorized it, but I definitely heard it once in this lifetime.
Yes. No, it is a very nice image. Like I do like cityscape images of like something busy and whatever, but it is definitely a challenge. It's a good choice to put it as a pairs puzzle because there is enough challenge in it. There's a pug as well
Oh, that's so cute.
and a mermaid.
I love it how it's like a. How do you call it? It's like almost dropping, but not. Sitting sideways.
Yeah,
Instead of sheep.
that's also a folded sheep. It's also like a display of the different mascots. Like there's so many different kinds of them.
Yeah. No, but I think it's a good thing. It's something you
And-
always bring with you.
Yeah, I actually don't have a mascot, so like I never bring one with me.
What?
Yeah, there's multiple reasons for that. Mostly that if I got used to a mascot and I keep forgetting stuff at home every single time, so if I left my mascot at home, I would like be too sad.
That's true. Yeah, we're back to the sheep. Look
Yeah.
at it.
There he is.
Sideways.
Well,
Looking at the peas,
he's
like.
taking a closer look at the piece and the whippix.
Oh, that's a Pokemon, I know.
Yes, it is a Pokemon. The reason I know the name is because those were the favorites of mine all the time. The ones that are like dogs.
Aw.
There's a Moana on the side there. Like everyone has something almost.
Yeah. You must have. It's like it's a must.
It's a must. Yes. Also, there's not much chatting going on anymore. Like there, that pair was also doing the sky there, and we're going to get a closer look at Moana, who
Is
has
the other
her
one
feet
Harry
up.
Potter?
Yes, that is Harry
Yeah.
Potter. Moana has her feet up just to like, make it more comfortable, probably in the heat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long day already.
It has been a very long day. But people don't seem to get tired of puzzles.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like there's upstairs people just doing puzzles in between the rounds.
Yes, of course. Never stop the puzzling. And then there, table number 50, they are sorting out the edge already. There's a big chunk of that done as well. And there was the bridge line, which was already finished, which is quite a nice progress already from this pair.
Okay, there we go.
Spanish pair. That's
Yes.
good progress there, all the blue being
They are
done.
going places.
They are going places.
You can see like both are moving really quickly.
It seems like they didn't... No, they did sort the edges out, as far
And
as I can
it's
see.
funny
It was,
they're
like, on the
actually
right
doing
side.
exactly what we said. The blue sky, the yellow cars.
Yeah, that's a good reference point. And then they're going to like turn
Yeah.
it back into each other at one point. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, exactly. I also have to agree that when you start doing it, it doesn't really matter even like the other person usually does it upside down, but you don't. It doesn't mean you have to do your island upside down.
Yes.
You can do it towards you, and then when it's kind of like done, you just flip it and attach it.
Yes, and I think there's a lot of people that forget about that. And they just start like, because they get into the mindset of like, okay, I'm going to work upside down,
Yeah.
then they immediately do the upside down. And it, in a sense, it might be a good way to go around it because like you don't have to switch your mindset
Yeah.
mid puzzling. But then also you might be faster if you're working with the right side to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it really depends.
Which way do you prefer?
Well, these days I have done puzzles with so many different pairs that I keep like switching. Obviously, if I could I would always do it the right way up to me. But that's not how the world works because it's a teamwork. So
Yes.
you can't do that. It really depends who you're pairing up with, and also like what are the table settings because here pairs are still sharing a table with another pair. So that also kind of like limits your options.
Yes,
You
that is
cannot,
true.
for example, it's really hard to be there that you would be side by side. That's not going to work. There isn't enough space for that kind of thing.
You
Yeah.
can't switch around. Yes, here as well we have already most of the edge built up and the flag that you were
Yes.
also mentioning in the beginning is being created. And both flags actually. No, that's I think actually the awning.
Yeah,
on the
that's
side,
that's the thing that you cannot actually see unless you take out the poster.
unless you have the poster.
Yeah.
And Christian and his pair are doing incredible there.
Yeah, I think he may have learned from the first solo round that there's the poster.
Yes.
It was a major frustration if you did not realize it. But that happens quite often because I feel like it's actually interesting why puzzle brands do that because it's definitely not just one brand that does it, that there isn't the full image on the box.
Yes. Well, like just for casual puzzling, it's not
Yeah.
really important anyway, and like it's still a minority that is going to be speed
Yeah.
puzzling it. So then, it's box design.
Opinions.
It can be more irritating. Like there's the 300-piece puzzles from
Yeah.
Ravensburger that have like the tiny image on the
Yeah.
back. That
Yeah.
that's the one that is not like the most comfortable to look at.
Yeah, that is actually almost like a hard to see. It really depends if it's more like plain image, but if it's one of those detailed ones.
Kati and Chiara are also
Yeah, they're flying.
incredibly there. A lot of the sky already done, but actually it's more more like patches. Like the bridge itself is done, and then
Yeah.
patches of the blue, but not the entire sky. And
Yeah,
then-
but considering that we're only 12 minutes in, I'm like, are they gonna actually? I almost wanna go crazy and say they're gonna do it 20 or under because you have to consider the flipping time is a couple minutes in the beginning anyway. And then also you do get like that kind of like speed up in the very end of the puzzle where I would assume you have a lot of just like those empty holes in your puzzle and everybody's just putting them. I think this kind of like a middle way might be the where you kind of like move from all the easy details and everything to the buildings where you slow down a little bit, but when you start getting those pieces in, it will start flying again. So who knows? Who
Yes, that
knows?
is a good point. That like as soon as you have like some kind of framework that you can refer to, then it's way easier to quickly put
Exactly.
in way more pieces. And that's also why it's good to be in a pair because like someone
Yeah.
else like puts down a lot of things that you can then refer to that you don't have to find, which is quite nice.
Yeah, and even with the buildings, because you have two different buildings on both sides, so it doesn't also end up. If it would have like a one huge building, you would maybe also you're like literally looking for the exact same piece.
And it's not there.
Yeah.
Because someone else already took it. And then also because it's 500 pieces now for the pairs,
Yeah.
it's a lot of hands for 500 pieces. So the
Yes.
puzzle itself
Yes.
is not very big. And
Exact-
if you are working on the same area, then your two hands literally
Yes.
cover up the entire area that you're trying
Yes.
to work on. So it's easier to like separate whatever you're doing and keep away from each other as far as possible, as long as
Yeah.
you can. Obviously, at the very end, it just gets closer and closer
Yeah.
because you have
Yeah.
less area to work with.
Yeah.
And Lenka and Veronica are also doing incredible there. The blue sky is pretty much done for like
Yeah.
most of the pairs, I think.
Yeah, and I also think here, like, if you have a pair who has a very different skills than you do, for example, they either like one may be able to see much better the difference between the buildings, and for some people, they're just looking at it and everything looks the same. So this is like really good if you have like opposite skills that then come together.
Yes, exactly, because then whatever you're not good at, the other one can do for
Yeah.
you, which can also speed up the entire thing. And then we're getting, and we're at 15 minutes. Do you have a guess for what finishing time we're going to have for the first finisher?
I'm still sticking with the 20 minutes, but what are the people who are watching?
Yeah, that's the question.
I want some disagreements here. Come on, people.
I am still thinking like somewhere around 25, maybe 26, rather.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Because Christian and Justina, his
Yeah.
pair, they also have mostly just the blue building and then just random parts of the yellow things flying around. Like the
Yeah.
theater sign is already done.
They haven't even started actually the pavement, and I think that's gonna go very fast together when you just see what pieces those are.
That could happen. We're going to have to see.
Because I think that these pieces have enough shape of the ins and outs and the knobs and everything that you can almost see by the shape like which one goes where.
We have some guesses coming in. There is 23 minutes, 24:31, 23:52. So everyone is sticking to like low 20s, which
Yeah.
is quite likely because I think by now most of the like big championships have that kind of times for pairs.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The
But
question is only which pair it is going to be.
Well, that's also a good question. There's many questions in the air.
There's many questions. That's what's good about the competition.
Yeah.
Also, from what I can see, like every single pair that we keep seeing on our screen is doing incredible. Like I haven't really
Exactly.
seen anyone who is like super
Yeah.
stuck without anything being done.
Yeah.
So in that sense, this puzzle is also really great because everyone has something to grab for.
Yeah, and I'm actually starting to think this a little bit from the coaching point of view because there we surely have also pairs here, like good pairs, but they don't have like the opportunity to practice together. So because this is only a qualification round, if you're confident enough that you will qualify anyway, this is actually a good round to try something out
Oh yes.
with your pair before the final tomorrow.
Yes.
If you haven't had chance to actually, puzzle before.
yes.
Because, for example, I think if we would have had 2 rounds in Belgium, we would have done much better because it was such a it's not like we're both good puzzlers, but it was like just when it comes together, you have this realization that you cannot really have by just discussing beforehand.
Yes, exactly. So like just by doing just one puzzle before competing together already helps a lot,
Yeah.
just to like get a feeling of what the other one is doing,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah, well, next time. Yeah, people are on fire though. We're seeing great progress here as well. I see that they're from the Czech Republic, Ivka, one of them. I can't see the table numbers, so I can't exactly tell you who they are, but they have most of the blue sections done as well. It seems like those jump out the most, so it's the easiest to grab for in the beginning. One of them is still working on like anything that is blue, and the other one is, I think, working on the edge, from what I can see. And then Inge and Ellen,
Ooh, look at this one.
the majority of the puzzle is done. I would say almost 2/3 of it.
Yeah,
Somewhere around
only
there.
thing I'm worried here that they have a lot of the puzzle already from the like upper part done.
Mm-hmm.
So like now that they both need to do work on the bottom at the same time,
They might
it's
flip the
hard.
puzzle.
Yeah, that would be actually very smart because it's a little bit hard to maneuver over there. You have to go over the puzzle and
Yes.
also the pieces like
And then you might also hit your partner's hand all the
Yes,
time
yes.
as you are zooming back and forth.
pieces flying.
Pieces
In there,
flying
done
everywhere.
that.
Yeah, that might also happen. Here the edge is already done.
And flags.
And flags.
Yes,
Oh, yes, the
yes.
flags are also done. And the awning.
Yeah, there's interesting islands over there.
Yeah, so there's good chunks done already. And then Inge and Ellen are on fire, really. I would say now definitely 2/3 of the puzzle are done now.
I'm actually interested in this communication aspect. I obviously know there are like sisters, but like at the communication aspect here because the other one is wearing headphones.
I don't think they have to communicate anymore.
Yeah.
They most probably, since being
Exactly.
sisters, they probably
Yeah.
don't really have to speak.
Yeah, and
And they
doing so many
know-
puzzles together.
Yes. It is the big benefit of having like a big puzzling family.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of times you don't actually need to use like words to communicate. Like I use a lot of hands, I tap stuff, and sometimes I'm like, look at this. Like, it's
We-
almost easier to get somebody's attention. But
Tati and Kiara are also
Uh-huh.
incredibly close. 20 minutes mark at the moment. So we have hit 20 minutes.
well, we could still have a winning time that starts with 20.
Yeah, that's definitely.
There is still 50 seconds. Come on, people. I mean, you would be surprised because you're like, okay, but they still have that many pieces. But then you kind of like forget, but yeah, but it's 2 people. So technically,
people.
how little amount of pieces that would be if you would be watching now like solo and only half of that.
Yes, exactly.
So
So it's going to go quick.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it seems like a lot of people will end up on that other side and the bottom.
Probably, yes, because it seems like it is more pronounced and it has less going on in the bluer building. Like, because there's not that many lines, there's
Yeah.
not going to that many different textures. Also, there's bigger chunks that are already
Yes.
done in it.
Yeah, because when you get the flag in, and then I mentioned there's the trees lurking in and a little bit of flowers, that's pretty much already it. And then you just look at those lines that has those very, very distinctive, like a white lines going on.
Exactly.
Lines with the white lines.
So here you kind of just have to fill in the pieces, fill in the gaps that are
Yeah.
happening. But here it's yeah, a little bit less busy. I would even say
Yeah.
like there's this whole corner that is just building.
Definitely.
And we see a split screen here, and it's actually very interesting to see everyone next to each other. And it's hard to
Yeah.
tell if it's Inge and Ellen or if it's Katja and Kiara who are closer. But I would go for Katja and Kiara this time.
Same. Also because they're just filling in that one.
They're
really
just
quickly.
rolling and rolling.
Here you still need to look at actually to all corners. You need to look at the whole puzzle to
Yes,
find the
true.
place instead
true.
of like just hyper focused with your eyes on one section.
Yeah, on that bottom
Yeah.
area that they are filling in already.
Yeah, like even if you would look like by the shape with that, you still need to go around the whole puzzle.
And
guys.
just one last piece and done.
Woohoo!
Yeah, 22 minutes.
Okay, I was a couple minutes off, but
Yeah, but still pretty accurate.
Yeah?
I can't get the finishing times right today. I keep making either like I overestimate always.
all right. Well, that's I think better that way.
It feels like I'm old-fashioned. I think 2024 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing job from Kathy and Kiara, and Ellen and Inge are super close behind them. At the moment, I would kind of guess that they're going to be in second place, but there might be people that we are not seeing right now who are
Yes.
also being incredibly fast. Like we haven't seen Mercedes and her partner Wanda, and their progress so far. They are most probably also super close because they're generally a very, very quick pair as well.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting to see, like, let's say the top 10 pairs, and maybe even compare a little bit what we saw in the solo, because sometimes pairs come together and they're like faster together, and sometimes they end up sabotaging each other. So
Yes. Yes, there are people who are such good pair puzzlers that they
Yeah.
have way better times and they do
Yeah.
better when someone is there with them. And Ingrid Ellen,
Da-da-da-da-da. Ah.
second place.
Nice.
Amazing time. They did great.
Woohoo.
Yes, and happy. Waving to the rest of the family. I think
Yeah,
they are
yeah, I
all
was
going
like-
to be in the other group.
Exactly.
Yes, and then Tyra and Tobias
Yep.
working on pretty much the exact spot that Kati and Kiara did as last.
Yeah, and they already had a practice in the Nordic Championship together.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
they were paired
I
over
think so.
there, so good run. Now they should be knowing what they're doing.
They probably know what they're doing. And then the boys from Spain, I can't see a table number, unfortunately, but they are also getting pretty close. We're going to have a lot of very close finishes. Hanna and Rosa are also incredibly close.
yeah.
They only have like a couple of pieces left.
Oh,
We
that's
haven't
true.
seen them so
yeah,
far.
I was like, this is the first time we actually see them on
This-
here. So yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
This is the first time they are shown. Well, it's worth it. It's worth the attention. It seems like third place is locked in for them now.
Yeah,
And-
has to be.
Done. Congratulations.
Podium. Well,
Third place. Surprised.
classification podium. It's still a podium.
It's still a podium.
Mental podium.
Yes. You just have to keep that mindset for the finals.
Exactly.
Amazing job done. So we have our podium for the qualification round. So far it's from 3 different countries that we know. So the first for Germany, second for the Netherlands, and the third for Finland.
Yeah. Oh, Finland. Whoop whoop.
A special cheer for Finland this time.
Yeah.
And then so far it looks like, well, from where we are sitting, it might be Tobias and Tyra as next one. But
Yeah.
Mertzi and Vanda are also getting super close. And
Oh,
from the Czech
Yeah,
Republic, Czech
yes.
Puzzle Queens.
I got confused for a second because they both had yellow shirts, and I
Right.
was just watching from here, and I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, Katarzyna and Jana. And they're done.
Yeah. Such a good times. We're only like 26, under 26. And yes,
And
done as
We've got
well.
another cheer. Tyra and Tobias. Very good.
Yeah, Tobias always
And
looks so happy.
Mercedes and Vanda. They're
Oh
also
yeah,
done.
this is. Yeah, now it starts coming.
Yeah, now the finishes are just going to start flowing in, I think.
Yeah, there's usually like sometimes it goes in waves that there's the first wave and then it's just a couple minutes difference and then it starts again. It's
And
interesting
yes.
to see what happens today.
And just keep
Because I
coming
can
and
see,
coming.
yeah, because we can still see a lot of people are about to just finish now. So we may even have like this very steady one wave today.
It could be, yes. Just everyone like flowing in. Also, like, you know, leaving enough time for the camera crew to actually get there,
Yeah.
which is also very, very helpful.
Yeah, and it's just getting harder and harder as more people finish. Like where should I be? Where to go?
Yes, and also with this many people in the playing field, it's also harder to get around, like physically harder to get to people.
Yeah, that's also true.
And then, yes, Christian and Justina are also
Yep.
almost about to finish.
About to finish.
Almost.
I love it because they both have those last pieces in their hands, and
Yeah,
they're
so
just
nobody
like,
can see
yeah, yes, everybody just needs
And
to.
the
Oh,
piece missing.
oh,
Done,
is
done.
it on the side? No.
No,
Is that-
that's
that's the
something on
paper.
the table.
I'm always
there's
like, what
these-
is that?
There's these stickers on the tables
Yeah.
with the association's logo. And yes, there was
Oh.
one piece missing here. It's gone. But Christian did well because
Yeah.
he stopped the time. He was
Yes.
just like stop.
Yep. Yeah, I also do that.
Yeah, it always feels like that's the better way to go around it because like yeah, there's not that big a chance unless you like literally like pick up the bag and then dunk out the piece from there. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if you start looking for it, it might take more than the 10 seconds penalty
Yeah,
that you take for it.
exactly. And I feel like a lot of fast puzzlers, they already know it like 5 minutes prior that they're missing that one piece.
Yeah.
So you can like already mentally prepare like, okay, that's what we're missing. We're gonna just stop the
okay.
time. Sometimes I have even asked my pair like if it's literally like 5 minutes prior, I'm like, okay, I'm like thinking we might lose that. So like if you have a good moment in your flow to just quick look at the floor already
yes.
at this point.
Yes.
And if it's nowhere there, then just you know that you're just gonna call the stop.
Yeah. Or with like I think experienced pairs, they can also play like the one it does like the last 5 pieces
Yeah,
and the other
yeah.
one goes looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, especially in teams, we always have like a runner.
Yeah.
Like in like the last 15 pieces, one person stops puzzling
Yes.
and they just look around to just
Yep.
make sure that there's no piece missing. That can also work. Here they're looking for a piece as well.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have an interesting one my solo round. So I wasn't actually missing any pieces, but when I opened the box, one piece was outside.
That's so interesting.
That was very interesting because the plastic bag was like, I checked because I got very confused that it was like completely, like it was not broken or anything.
Mhm.
So,
one piece.
yeah, and then I was pretty sure that I either like this is completely faulty or that I have duplicates.
Yes.
But I ended up perfectly with all the pieces. So I was actually almost like surprised because it was kind of haunting me the whole time. I was like, how is this puzzle gonna end?
Oh yes. And table 100 something from France.
Wow.
They're also done.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this is, I love it also now because if we get some people who are like somewhere on the back rows getting ready, we don't have to wonder here, oh, but have they maybe done it before? No, they're just good. It's like no question there with these puzzles, and I absolutely love it.
I love that too, actually.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of times it's like if and yes, and maybe they have like it. Not even that it matters, but it's always like it's always a topic of conversation after the round, like who has done it and.
Yes. I
What
do
if I would
like
have-
it now, though, that it's not, like, it's definite that no one has done these before.
Yeah.
Like, even if the pictures were out on the backs
Yeah.
of the boxes, it's not the same
It's not the same.
as actually completing the puzzle.
No.
Because especially on, like, a small size image, there's not enough details that you can
No.
make out.
No. It would make more difference for I think the people who are slower anyway, but for the I would say the probably like at least top 30, top 40, I don't think it really makes a difference. I know this is people have disagreements of this, like whether it helps or not to analyze the picture beforehand, but it may even lead you to into traps because sometimes I always talk about the Amy Stewart bookshelves and because a lot of people, if you analyze the picture before, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna do these lines of these shelves, and then it ends up actually being 2 rows of pieces. So you like go too much into analyzing, like I'm gonna start with that, and then you get to pieces and you're like, this is not working the way I thought.
Yes. And it also has the danger of, like, getting you too fixated on what you want to do,
Exactly.
instead of like actually going with like whatever you see or however the puzzle is kind of delivering itself.
Yes.
And if you just keep sticking to like, okay, I'm going to do that bookshelf and just keep looking for those pieces, that can eat up a lot of your time as you're looking for it.
Yeah, and also like, okay, if you do a puzzle for the second time, there is always the memory aspect, but it's almost like automatic memory. But now if you just do an analyzing of a picture before, that's actually a memory that you need to put your energy on thinking, like trying to memorize what you... So that's a little bit different, and I think that actually takes a lot more your energy
Yes.
and actually helps you.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when you go into a speech and you try to do it too strict script, so you literally like start like thinking like what was the next word instead of just going with the content that you wanted to say.
Yes, exactly. And another finisher from Poland this time.
Yeah. A lot of
Yes.
finishers.
Actually, I have just noticed that the boys from Spain that I wasn't sure who they were. To be honest, I never saw their table numbers. So at place 10, they're actually brothers.
Yep.
I have realized now. Moreno, Turku, Gabriel, and Eduardo. So they have taken place 10. Yes. We have way more than 10 finishers already,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
we also have more than 14, but it obviously takes a bit of time for the helpers to deliver the slips with the time results. So they are being updated constantly.
Yeah, and yeah, that's I feel like if you have like really good brotherhood going on over there. It's kind of like motivating, and you maybe develop even faster when you get the puzzle with your brother, because if you're on the same level and you develop with the same speed, you're always kind of like motivating each other.
And Stein and Jeanette are
Yeah.
finished. They seem super happy with their time.
Yeah, it is a great time. I would be also happy.
It's still under 35 minutes, so they're doing
Yeah.
great.
Definitely.
No, also with like the pairs, the atmosphere changes as well compared to like the individuals.
Yeah.
It's more of a party.
Party.
Party
Yeah,
already.
you could see there somebody dancing.
Yes, exactly. Even
Yep.
though, yay! Yes,
super
we have some
happy.
very happy finishers. Yeah, because like the pressure of like the individual is gone, and it's just more relaxed to puzzle with someone else because you share the load. As we
Yeah.
have been saying it before, it's just a little bit easier that way when you have someone to lean on.
Yeah, that's actually the only. I know this is solo final always put last, but I would always prefer that the pairs final would be the last, because I feel like you don't need. Like when you're alone, you really need to use your full energy, but when you're with the pair, you can kind of like rely on the other one and like boost each other's.
Yeah, that is true. That is kind of true. Even though, like at the German championships, it was actually that way around.
Okay.
So it was the solo final first, and then we had the pairs final. And like for me personally, that was in a way good, because like in the solo final, I saw the puzzle and I was like, okay, I'm not going to get a good time on this anyway. So I kind of just let it go in a way. And like I was still like, I'm going to finish this in time and everything, but like not tire myself out for
Yeah.
the pairs to
Yeah.
like let down the pair partner.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think this is more like a question because some people, as I said, prefer the pairs and some people prefer the solo. So I think those who prefer solo are always like, yeah, but I want to go full energy for the solo.
Yes.
And the other way around.
Yeah, it also depends on like, yeah, the person, the pair, the individual situation.
Yeah.
We have so many finishers at the same time as well. Like I think we're going to have a lot of shared time results as well. Because like the finishers are just rolling in. Like currently at the results we have 26 finishers with incredible times. We're still not
Yeah.
we're just hit 35 minutes. So people are doing great. Also what I wanted to look up is actually if
How many pairs do we actually have on this round?
we have
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
122, and we might have slightly more that have not been updated in the sheet, because you could
Yeah,
still sign up
sure.
if you like all of a sudden wanted to compete. You could still sign up as a pair today as well.
Yeah.
So there might have been a couple of people who have received like extra spots, but 122 registered beforehand, which is a good number.
That is a good number.
Now what I wanted to check is actually of how much time they have, because
Yeah, that
I
would
have
be my
90
next
minutes in
question.
my head, but it's actually 75 minutes.
Oh. Oh, so this is
An hour and 15 minutes is what we're going to be
Okay,
to,
so
to
this
be having
is-
here. But I'm still pretty confident that the majority of people are going to be done. Pairs
Yeah.
go fast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. It's gonna be interesting to see as the result page updates of how many actually, because we can just see like people finishing there and the camera crew is just catching when they're already like chatting there.
Yes.
Which is like there's just too many people finishing right now.
And yes, we see another finisher coming up. There were a couple of pieces left still. But yes, we can see as we are looking over from our screen just to look at the playing field that the camera crew is definitely very, very busy.
Yeah, they're like running
They're
around.
constantly moving and trying to catch everyone that they can. But yeah, with this number of people finishing at the same time, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, and of course, like other volunteers also like trying to go and grab them like here, there, because obviously, if you're filming, you're looking at your screen to make sure that what you're seeing there is good.
That it
You
doesn't
couldn't be-
make, that
like-
it doesn't make you seasick.
Exactly. So you wouldn't be watching this. It wouldn't be so enjoyable if they were literally like watching around, because then the camera would be moving. You would maybe seeing somebody's forehead or.
Exactly. Or just like the one corner of the table
Yeah.
instead of the puzzle. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're also going to be waiting slowly but surely for an interview. Hopefully someone is going to be caught at some point. We do have some volunteers out who try to hunt people to come and talk to us. Yes, so hopefully we're going to get an interview very soon just to chat to someone who has finished the puzzle to see what their experience was.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's always so much easier to just to talk about the puzzle. Like I wouldn't do it this way, and I would just focus on that.
But to actually like talk about what you really did and it actually worked.
Yeah, what I actually really want to know is the pavement, because I think we both talked about it. Like it would make sense, but when we actually look at a lot of people's puzzle, they're like doing it almost as last.
Yes,
So,
and we actually
yeah.
have some interview subjects lined up. We actually can only take one person at a time.
Okay.
So we're going to have Hanna Lehikoinen join us from Finland.
Yes, exciting.
Welcome. You're going to have to turn on your microphone.
Are you on?
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Yes, you have finished third with your pair, Rosa, who is actually also on the side, and we're going to catch her once we're done talking with you.
We have a taxi to catch in 17 minutes.
Oh,
so
Okay,
all right.
good. Then we will let you go in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
How was the puzzle?
Well, I was not happy that it was not a surprise because we can see all the puzzles on
Yes.
the back of the box, so that's not nice, but
Yes.
it was fine. We did much better than we expected.
Yeah, well, it is a podium finish on a qualifier round.
Yeah.
What was
Much
your
better.
strategy?
We tried to pick up the edges. We didn't succeed very well with that. We like left 4 of them out because we were so stressed. Then I was doing the edges and Rosa started with the bridge and sky. And after that I was doing most of the signs and Rosa was doing the buildings or the plants, flowers,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Actually, one thing that is very hard to see from here is that you have all these signs, but how much is the building actually? Like, how many pieces do you have to fill in between the stuff?
On the right side, there's much more of the building. On the left side, not that much. Also, there's 2 American flags.
Yeah.
And I built both, but I didn't see the smaller one in the image. I was like, where is it from? And then I just left it waiting.
Oh, yeah.
And the marquees on right side is also with red and white stripes, so
Yes.
similar areas.
That was tricky in the live stream because every time we were like, yeah, someone is building the American flag, and it turned out to be this one.
Yeah.
Yes. How was the atmosphere for the Paris competition?
Very good, yeah.
Yes.
The event has been very nice. I'm happy that
I'm so
I'm happy
glad.
to be here. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And how was with the heat?
Not that good.
We have actually noticed your solo round that you had a fan.
Yeah, but I turned it off because I didn't want the pieces
Yeah.
flying around with the fan. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was very impressive though. I wanted to mention that we have noticed that you came prepared.
Yeah, Rosa has 2 fans, so
really?
she's even more prepared.
Super prepared.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we are not good with heat.
Yeah.
At least I am not.
Well, I can think so.
Yeah.
I'm not good with the
It's not
cold.
that warm in Finland.
Yeah, I really liked it. 15 to 20 degrees.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
perfect. Yeah.
Exactly. It's almost double here.
Yeah. I can totally understand that. Like, I can't tolerate the cold because I'm used to this. So it's
For cold, you can always wear more clothes,
yes, I know. That's the general thing, but still, it just doesn't work.
and then you can move yourself. And here you just want to.
Yeah, like what to do? What are the options left?
Yeah, well, I buy cold water bottles and keep it like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going to switch you to Rosa.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that she can also say a little bit.
Yes. Thank you.
Checking when your tax is
Thank you very
coming,
much,
Martina.
Hanna.
All right.
Yes. Since you have a taxi to reach, we also want to just very quickly catch up with Rosa, who's going to join in.
I take the same taxi, so
Yes, I know. We're going to let you go very, very quickly.
Okay.
Just wanted to show you as well because, I have heard that you were not feeling that very well. It was planned that you would also be commentating a little bit, but yeah, we switched you out to Kati in the meantime. You're feeling better though.
a little bit, yes, still not completely, so
Okay,
we
then
will go and rest.
yes. So no more puzzling today.
No, no.
You're also enjoying the atmosphere and everything around the event.
Yes, I've had fun also.
It's very good.
I enjoyed.
Yes, how did you find the puzzle?
Not my favorite, but not the worst either. So kind of like medium challenge for me.
Were you hoping for the other one when you saw the little images?
We were actually hoping for this one because we discussed a little bit about
Yeah.
our strengths and kind of felt like this suits the best
I
for both of
I
us.
feel like a lot of would agree
Yeah.
with that, and I think the second round people are very sad right now. Because it's like, yeah, our probabilities just almost went to 100%. Well, you never know, but like, you
Yeah.
would assume.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious at this point. But let's see, who
Well, we'll
knows?
see. Yeah,
Who knows?
exactly. There is
It,
still
it
like,
might still be a surprise
Yeah,
at one point.
yeah.
Yes. Anything else that we want to still bring
Oh,
up?
I just wanted to ask about the pavement.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
we were talking about, somebody's probably gonna build this area really early on, but a lot of people actually, I think, found it a little bit harder and did it more like with when they were working on the buildings as well. How did you find it?
Well, it's not that clear when you see it in the pieces.
Yeah.
So when I was looking at the image, I was thinking I'm gonna
Yeah,
do it pretty early on. And it's also not that much. It's mostly on the edge pieces,
Yeah.
and then like couple attaching like pieces. So not that much to do, and also not so easy to spot
Yeah.
the right pieces. So
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, it would also make sense that if there is only few pieces attaching to it after the edges,
Yeah.
those are quite horrible to try to find when you still have like 300-400 pieces left.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So easier to do in the
Yeah.
ends. Yeah.
Yes. Then that's already something that we have found out that we were wondering about.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say we are going to let you go so that you can
Yeah.
reach your taxi,
Thank you.
get some rest, and yes, we will see you for the final.
Yes.
Yes.
Have fun.
Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, and then
Alright.
the finishes just keep rolling in non-stop. So we have almost, probably over 50 finishers already.
Yeah, it's literally just on the screen you see people finishing.
Just constantly the last piece is being placed. And very well done.
And
Yet
pretty
another
much
one.
the same areas that they are working on last.
Yes.
Can somebody give us some magical surprise? Like you're working on the sky last, or
Yeah, someone didn't do the sky, just saving it for the very last so they can savor
Yeah.
it. Yes, and the Hungarian team is also done, our Hungarian pair.
Oh, people have nice shirts as well. I assume you were probably talked about that earlier.
We actually haven't really mentioned them
What?
yet. Also, I think a lot of people changed into their pair or team shirts for
That's
now.
true.
We did mention like a lot of like different kinds of puzzle paraphernalia that you can find, because like there were people with like phone cases that had like jigsaw puzzles on them,
Yeah.
like all kinds of different puzzle related things. There were some really cool puzzle shirts before.
Yeah.
But yes, otherwise we haven't really been mentioning like the pairs themselves or the shirts themselves. Do you
Yeah.
have a team or pair shirt?
Actually, no, not this time. I think because this year is pretty different. I think in previous years I have been pairing up with the same person the whole year or the same team, but now it has been more change, experiencing with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
So I think that's purely the only reason why we don't have shirts.
Yes.
Because then you need to always have the new design and somebody order them and everything. So we're probably just gonna go with some Finnish shirts.
Yes. Yeah, at some point, especially if you keep switching around a lot, it's not
Yeah.
super practical
Yeah.
to always get a shirt made. Also, like, I personally always think that I don't want to make yet another shirt
Yeah.
because, like, it's too many clothes. The clothing industry is not very nature friendly, so it's
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, I don't really, as much as I love puzzles, it's not really a shirt I would put on my office or.
yeah. That's the other thing, that like where else do you wear it?
Yeah.
Really? Where
Yeah.
people actually appreciate it? Because that's mostly just puzzle events.
Exactly.
And yeah, so many finishers, like pretty much just one camera to the other. It's always just pairs almost being done. Here, there's also always like almost like 3 or 4 pieces, then two or three again. Last piece
Yeah. Where does it go?
and done. Another Polish pair done.
That's me. Every time the last thing. Always.
And it's always the wrong way around.
Always. Oh, but these days already, because I know I always put it the wrong way. So these days I almost put it sometimes right way, thinking that it's the wrong way, turning it, and I'm still wrong, and I'm like, gosh.
Yeah, exactly. It also seemed like a mother-daughter pair before.
Yeah. Yeah, a
Which
lot
is
of
also another
memories.
charming aspect of like the pairs competitions, where you can see that it's like more relaxed. That like it's family time. It's when you hang out with your kid.
Yeah.
Who maybe you only brought for like this entire event to just hang out and then actually do like a pair puzzle competition.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, I love that there we have like literally the Norwegian Association account there on the chat.
Oh yeah, true. Hello, Norwegian Puzzle Association.
Yeah, who is it there though?
We're going to have to find that out.
Yeah.
Yes, and then what I wanted to just double check is how many pairs actually get into the final, because it is a different number compared
Yes.
to the individuals, and it's 50 pairs that are
Okay.
going to make it. So that I think we're already past that. It was like a couple of minutes ago. It was already the
I think for
first
sure.
50. It is, I think, harder to get into like the pair final
Yes,
than the
yes.
individual final.
Percentagely,
at
yes,
this point.
definitely.
Yes, we're way over already. So the first half of the pairs final is already taken. We still have, a little bit. We're over half time already, but yes, we're nearing the end now, and a lot of pairs are finished already. Like the hall is slowly but surely emptying out, and then we're going to see the next round, where we're going to have another somewhere around 130 as well. Pairs competing to get into the pairs final, which is going to be tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we also, in the next round, we also have 122 people, pairs. I'm starting to get more and more like errors in what I'm saying. But it has been a long day and it's warm.
And so many numbers.
And it's a lot of numbers. And yeah, I'm the typical person that has not very good relationship to numbers.
No, I can definitely agree.
So much happiness with the finish.
And I can see, the arena just getting empty tables more and more.
Yes, and we have our next interview lined up, one half of a pair. Yes.
Let's get.
You're going to
set
have to
up.
put your headphone on.
And
Yes.
Hi.
And welcome to Wanda.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
How has the competition been so far?
It's good. Today is over. It was very
Why
tiring.
is that?
It was a tiring thing,
Yes.
and we were doing puzzles in the break as well. So
Okay.
it's a lot.
So then how many puzzles have you done today so far?
4.
Yeah, did you do like all the prelim rounds from the individual?
No, I take it home and I will.
Still tonight?
No, not tonight. Tomorrow.
Yes. How was the pairs round? How did you find the puzzle?
It's not our cup of tea, to be honest, but I think it was our best time in the 500 pieces.
Can you move your microphone a little bit closer to your mouth?
Yeah.
And come a little bit closer so that you're in the picture. Yes. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So yes, how did you go around it?
We started with the green ones, I think, and then the bridge and the sky, and then we didn't know what to do. We were just trying.
And then you just did it.
Yeah.
Yes, but it did work out in the end. So you got 6th place, from what I can see. Did your time kind of match up to what you were expecting?
It was our best for 500 pieces.
Right.
I usually don't do 500 pieces.
Okay, well, you do then most probably 1,000 pieces,
Yeah.
right?
Together, yeah.
Yes. And how have you been preparing for the competition? Like, did you do any special preparation or just do like the regular puzzles?
To be honest, we only prepared once. 2 weeks ago, we only did puzzles with Mercedes once.
Yes.
Since Valladolid.
But you have been puzzling together for years now, right?
3 years.
3 years. And did you start at Worlds or just here in Hungarian competition?
Here in Hungarian, our first puzzle was 4 hours for a
Really?
1,000 piece. Yeah,
Okay.
really bad.
Compared to that, this is a big improvement.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just okay. Let's try it out how we work together.
And it seems like you work well together.
Yeah.
Yes. How often do you get to train together, or just puzzle together?
Twice a year
Nice.
because we live very far away.
Okay.
Like 3 hours. So
Yeah, that is then not the easiest to organize. But then every time, like I see you at like Hungarian competitions, then it is non-stop puzzling though.
Yes.
yeah,
Pretty much.
when we meet, we are puzzling all day. So that's it.
Yes. And then you're also going to be together in the team competition.
Yeah,
Is that
with
correct?
Brigittas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And which category do you look most forward to?
My favorite is the pair and the team because I really don't like to do it alone. Like this. At home, yeah, I really love it, but for time, I always shake. Like, I don't want to do it alone. I don't want to participate in anything. So,
Yeah, but you still do have like a pretty decent results as an individual puzzler as well. So it's not like you're like very far behind anybody.
yeah, but pair is more fun because we work well together. We are doing it the same way, and we do it well together. I think so.
Do you still have to talk a lot of like what you're going to do, or do you just like sort it out in the beginning and then that's it? Or do you even talk?
We are not talking that much. So like few words and that's it. I just say to Mercedes, I put this pack here and you can put it together and that's it. So we are not talking about how we should do it or things like that.
If it works, it works.
Yeah, as long as it works, it works. That is true. Yes. Is there anything else that you're still looking forward to during the event? Like, which finals do you think are going to be like more stressful?
I really can't wait for the teams.
Yes.
Anything can happen there. So
Yeah, you can't
also
really
true.
predict as well because
Yeah.
also there's a lot of teams that like keep mixing themselves up, so you don't exactly know what they're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and you do have to choose the puzzles.
Yes.
So that's complete mix-up as well.
It doesn't make it that easy. That is true.
No.
yeah.
Yes. So thank you very much for joining
Thank
us. And yeah, we're going to let you rest a little bit until
Thank you.
until tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.
And we're going to take a quick look at what is happening. Someone got very surprised by the camera over there.
I'm
And
super happy as usual.
yes. Now there's so many finishers. I think the majority of the pairs are done already. Yeah, we have 80 finishers already,
yeah.
pretty much.
And we still have like almost 20 minutes left.
yes, so we are going to have a lot of finishers coming up.
Oh, one of my favorite people is coming here.
Yes, we have another interview lined
Yes,
up.
ooh.
Our spies that are walking around are all very successful in catching people, even when they try to get away from us. Welcome, Tobias.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on your results. Also for the individuals, you have been doing
it's
pretty
been
well.
a good day, so I'm happy.
Yes. What did you think of the puzzles, both for individual and pairs?
I like the style. That's my kind of puzzle, but it's still tricky with all the bricks and so. But it's a good challenge
Yeah.
that I think it's a bit to my advantage. I'm happy with the result at least.
Good. Yes, you were placed. I have to take a peek here, 5th
Yeah.
in this round, which is a stellar result here. How did you go around the puzzle?
I did the border, and Tira started with the sky and the other blue obvious parts, and she worked down on the bridge where I kept with the yellow and green, the textures and the other details, and then we just kept on going. I did some of the trees and flowers, and she continued. You have to just build wherever you find pieces more or less after about halfway into the puzzle.
Oh yeah.
I actually love it because every pair we have interviewed so far, we ask the same question and they have the same order, and then we just went with it.
After a certain point, there's no need
Yeah.
for attacking. You just want to get the
Yeah.
fastest pieces in and then
Exactly.
continue from there.
Whatever you can see, whatever you know, just put it in. Yeah. Are you ready for the final tomorrow?
Yeah, 1,000 piece is a completely different
Yes.
category, I
That
think.
is true. That is true. And I would say not every pair actually even gets to practice with 1,000-piece puzzles that often.
No, exactly. So it's like a fresh start tomorrow. You can't really tell who will win there.
And do you prefer 500 or 1,000 pieces for a pair, though?
I like both actually, but the 500 is really a sprint, so I think it's more fair in a way with 1,000 when people truly have to push everything and endure a big puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you get like super easy 500-piece puzzle, there one mistake,
Yeah.
you're cooked.
Yeah, there are seconds, not minutes between.
Yeah, exactly. But then with a 1,000-piece, you can like still like really catch up.
Yeah.
And everything. There's room for mistakes as well, and yeah.
There's also way more to see that is happening because with the 500 piece pairs, as you were saying, it's a sprint.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
everyone gets done so super quickly. As we can see here now, we
Yeah.
pretty much just keep seeing finishers at every single table.
Yeah, I think it was like after 20 minutes, and after that we have been just seeing people putting the last pieces in.
One applause into the next,
Yeah.
into the next.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But also to have the endurance during 1,000 piece to really keep pushing even in the middle when you're having a slow.
Yes, and how has your day been so far? How is it in Hungary?
It's very nice. We arrived a few days early, so we did the tourist things
Oh, good.
earlier in the week, so it's a very nice city.
Was there a highlight for you?
Well, the evening cruise is very nice with all the lit up buildings.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yes. So then you took a boat tour.
Yeah, we did on the first.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I can recommend.
that is a good way to see the city. It is
Yeah.
very nice. Me as a Hungarian living in Budapest for a very, very long time, I have never been on a boat tour
Okay.
until I actually had to go on one with other tourists just
That's
to
how
like
it is
guide them
when
around. Because
it's too close to home.
yeah, for a while you could actually like cross the river by boat as part of like public transport, but I don't think that is available now anymore because it was not that super popular. But yes.
Yeah, and it's been very hot. So.
Yes. Yeah, I have heard from Tira as well that compared to Sweden, it is
Yeah, it's
it
a
is a
big
big temperature
change.
change.
They have to get into the climate a bit to adapt.
Yes. How have you been preparing for the competition? Like we were mentioning with Emilia that you did get to practice with Tyra before.
Yeah, we did the Nordics together, so that was the first time, and it went very well. So we just kept on doing, and the Worlds is our main goal for this year. See, and this was just one milestone on the way to Worlds. But it works very well, and there's no issues when we puzzle. So I think it's a good team for us.
Yeah, it seems to work out very well because like yeah, it's efficient work for sure.
We want to have a Swedish pair among the top to compete against all the other countries here.
Yes. Yeah, well that is working out very well so far.
Yeah, I have to. I was also watching you in Sweden, and I feel like you got the chemistry for puzzling.
Yeah.
Yes. Are there any questions still that we still wanted to ask Tobias? Is there anything that you will still feel like you want to share about the event or the puzzles or?
No, we're looking forward. It's a long day tomorrow with all the categories at once, especially the team qualifier that you have to prepare for and get some rest and get ready for.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It was great to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we hope that tomorrow you're going to get a result so that we can catch you for an interview later
I
on.
hope that too. It will be tough, but it will be very fun to see when everyone competes in the finals.
Yes. It is going to be very exciting. So thank you very much and see you tomorrow.
We'll see you.
Yes, we have seen some of the split screen, also like 4 pairs being extremely close to finishing. By now, we just literally just have to follow along as all these pairs are completing their puzzles, and they just celebrate so much. Like what you can't really see on the live stream because the cameras are not following that around, but there's also so many like selfies being taken, like people taking each other's pictures with the puzzle. So it's like really like a community experience. And from what I could see, some of the tables also just stay there and just chat a little bit before they leave, which also like it usually doesn't happen with the individuals.
Yeah, that's That's true. That's very much true.
And there's only 22 pairs left, actually, which is not that many. And we still have 13 minutes.
Yes.
13 minutes left.
12 minutes actually.
Well, 12 minutes.
We are numbers. We can't do this.
Let's say roughly 13 minutes. And then, yes, there's a good chance that that most of the pairs that are around finishing are going to finish their puzzle before the time runs out. There's still many people being extremely close to finishing there as well. There's just a couple of pieces left. And here one pair has already rearranged themselves to move over to like one side of the table so that they both look at the puzzle from the same direction, which can also help at one point.
Yeah. I don't even remember what did we do.
I puzzled upside down, and you were puzzling the
yeah,
image.
but I feel like we had also the reference image was kind of like sideways.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I was like, I've never done it, but let's go for
Yeah,
it.
because it can be pretty practical when you're looking at it when it's sideways up, so that the one person who is doing it upside down, as they look at the image, is the same. So it helps a little bit with the reference image. But yes, here it's not really applying. Oops, there's a box that fell down there, but I don't think it took any of the puzzle pieces with it.
And they still got the poster as well, so.
Yes, so no panic. They are working hard at it, and they do have a very large chunk of the blue sky done, and also a lot of like the smaller items that are like floating around. It is unlikely that they're going to finish it until the time runs out, but they are doing incredible progress. And as we have been saying also with the individuals, like it is like everyone makes it look easy here.
Yes.
Doing it extremely fast, but it's not an easy thing. This is a skill that everyone who is here like is really straining.
Yeah, I was actually just comparing, or maybe it was like 3 years ago in the Worlds when Kristen came second for the first time, and I think her time in the final was like 42 minutes. I did here 43 minutes, and what I was like 28 on my classification round, so that just tells like how much it has changed so much.
Yes, it has gotten so fast, so insanely fast.
And it also changed like our perception. We're like, oh, well, like for 40 sub, like that's nothing. Like gotta be already like 30. When like a couple of years ago, anything like under 50 would have been like, oh my god, that person is insane.
Yes, exactly. Like it was super uncommon. Even last year when Kristen did I think until under 30 in the first round. Yeah, that was like a huge thing of like, oh my god, we have not seen that in competition, and now I would say it's almost becoming common.
Yes, and I think it was actually funny in the Worlds because they were like, this is record, we've never had this before. Next round, I think Kate did the same.
Yes, exactly.
So it was like, all right.
Yes. Yeah, so it is a huge thing, and also for pairs, doing a puzzle in 75 minutes with 2 people, especially if you don't do this regularly, it is a big achievement. Also to just get a big chunk of the puzzle done. It's already
a huge accomplishment, I would say. Yeah,
exactly.
And a lot of people putting the last pieces. I think we're still gonna have definitely finishers. Not everybody, but definitely still will have. How many actually right now is our page?
At the moment,
saying?
we're going to have to take a look how many are logged. 103 pairs are finished already, and we had 120 something. So it's a very, very good number. The level of the competition is also pretty high.
My surprise, look, working on the
sky for the very end.
Yes, thank you.
There you go, you have a pair who actually did that. That's actually also an achievement to resist doing the sky.
And you know what? Even though they kind of had a lot of pieces still left, they may actually finish.
They might finish because they have like the easy part left.
Yeah, the other one does the gradients of the sky, and the other one does the bridge, right?
They have a chance to finish still.
Yeah.
Another Hungarian pair working on their puzzle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also there they have the middle thing open.
Yes. Well, mostly the bridge. The sky itself
yeah.
is done.
Yeah, the sky was done, but the middle thing, bridge.
Yes.
I'm having a hard time calling it the bridge. I don't know why. I have to take a look at again at this image. I think because just this like a setup of all this image is to me that usually there is the Eiffel Tower.
Oh yes.
So I'm having a hard time having it like there's something else. So I'm like, no, the middle thing. I don't care what bridge you're talking about.
It's a building in the middle.
Yes.
Some kind of building in the middle.
All right, they finished.
Another happy pair.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's always so nice when you finish in time.
Yes. And especially the closer you get to like the time limit, the happier you get that you actually managed
Yes.
to finish, because like
Yes.
you start feeling the time crunch a bit more.
Yeah.
I would think that like, oh my god, I only have like 7 minutes left, but only like this many
Exactly.
pieces, and so we have to get it done. They will also be still done easy.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
There's only like the middle chunk left. That's going to be
Yeah, and
done.
it's like the very last pieces. They will just like doop doop. Yeah, they definitely have a chance as well. Yeah, I think so, because just putting couple pieces and then the last ones. Yeah, I trust them as well.
Exactly. No, we have confidence in everyone here.
Yeah, you can see not too much pieces left for a lot of people.
Yes, and we still have round about 6 minutes, a little bit less.
And then we have another round of pairs. Can you believe it?
Yes. it's very hard to believe, but there's still going to be another round of pairs.
Almost starting to feel like, when interviewing these people who were this round, like leaving home, going to rest, and then you're like, yeah, true that. We have another very intense round still coming
Oh,
up
yes.
for today.
And also with the interviews, you can start feeling that people are also getting tired. Like
Yeah.
there's not much energy coming out of them anymore. Like this is like
Exactly.
their last round of the round, the last round of the competition for today. So it's
Yes.
like as soon as you're done, you're just like done.
Exactly. What time actually starts the second group? Is there 15 minutes in between, or how do I?
5:45.
Okay, so half an hour between.
There's going to be half an hour break. Yes.
All right.
Everyone can go out to get some fresh air as well.
Fresh air. All right.
I'm actually not sure if it's better outside or inside at the moment.
I kind of liked it when it was raining a little bit outside.
Ah, was it actually raining? I never noticed.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not like pouring, but.
Yes. And another
all
finisher.
right. Happy faces.
Yeah, it's just such a good atmosphere. I also like how you can see in the background here that Vesna is sitting around while her husband is still puzzling at the next table.
Oh yeah, true that. Waiting there, they will be ready.
Or not.
Or not.
Just waiting for them to see what is going to happen. They also only have like this middle chunk. They're so close
Yeah.
in the last 4 minutes.
Those are the hardest pieces.
This is still going
Yeah.
to be done.
This is gonna be done in like literally right now, I would say.
Amazing.
Da-da-da-da-da! Oh, super happy.
Yes, there.
Go for it.
Yes, that's an achievement. It's done.
Yeah, okay. They have a little bit too many pieces for 3 minutes, but I think they're still gonna be happy. They got a huge progress over there, and as said, it was 75 minutes, not 90 minutes. So
Yes, exactly. And at least if you have like not that many pieces left, you don't have to count that much in the end. That's also something to keep in mind.
yes,
Even though like that's usually like the most irritating. Like I don't know if it has happened to you before that you didn't finish on time with a puzzle. But like when you're
viewers can remember this, but 2023 pairs final in the world. That only 9 pairs finished the puzzle.
was that that cityscape that was like cartoonish.
The Boston abstract, like just random
Yes, lines and
shapes
circles.
going places.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one, but and then it actually took. That's literally the only puzzle ever that has taken like a long time. That I had to leave in the middle, obviously because the competition continued. But I did eventually do it at home, so
Yes.
it hasn't haunted me forever, but I think it took like a year and a half that I actually
Yeah.
did it.
You actually have to pull yourself together to go
Yeah.
back to doing a puzzle like that again.
Yes, and doing it also alone was kind of like, oh my god.
Yeah. Also, these really difficult or challenging puzzles are also way better in a pair,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
because there's someone to share the pressure with. And we are in the last minute and a half almost. Well, 7 seconds until then. But yes, there's still a couple of people left, but the overwhelming majority of the pairs are done.
Yes.
I would say, yeah, not very good at calculating, but I would say somewhere around 90% of the pairs
Yeah.
are finished, which is
Yes.
a good result.
Exactly, and then obviously you got the puzzle to home, so you can still finish it at home.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Yeah, the
Michelle has
portable-
pointed out that Vesna is also using her portable fan while waiting.
Yeah, that seems to be a thing that I didn't even know existed.
But it seems like it's mostly also the Finnish people that are bringing these fans.
But I mean, I'm Finnish, so should I know about this? Like,
Or you just
Did
didn't think of it.
somebody didn't share their secrets with where I don't even understand where would why would you where would they sell it in Finland, because literally where do you need it? It's 15 degrees in our country.
What I would kind of guess is at an airport, if you when you're going for a holiday, so that you pick it up at the airport
Yeah.
so that you can use it, or here.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I just don't, as a business person, I just don't see the volume in these sales. I mean, yeah, maybe, yeah, definitely in the airport. Maybe we will catch some Finnish person again. Maybe you will tomorrow, and you can ask
Of where they got
where do
the
you
portable
get
fan
this?
from.
Because I think this is very, very pressing question here.
Yes, and 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done.
Wow.
And closing the puzzling. Yes. Everyone cheering. There's not that many pairs left, so they're also going to be counting their pieces to also be added to the results. That is going to be visible on the website later on, so they're going to log that as well. And then, yes, thanks so much, Emilia, for joining me for this round.
Thank you. Now I will go and get prepared for my round.
Yes, good luck in your round.
Thank
It was
you very
great to
much.
chat to you.
Yes, thank
Good
you
luck.
very much.
And thank you so much to the viewers as well for joining us for this round. We're going to be coming back at 5:45 to see the last round of the day, which is going to be the qualifying round for the pairs again in Group B. So thank you very much and see you soon.